Hey, what's up, everybody? How y'all doing? All right, so we'll just jump right into this topic. This one was suggested by Shadyvox, our very own Shadyvox, who writes in to say,
"Hey, Kirblog, you should talk about Rareware stuff because there's new Rareware stuff happening, so you should talk about Rareware."
So, and he's not here right now. So
No, I'm not. This is pre-recorded. It's very, very well written, predicted, pre-recorded messages.
Yeah, especially because this totally isn't the second time we've tried recording this Kirblog together.
Yeah, that was fun.
Yeah, no. What was fun? Well, it's fun that we're doing this right now for the first time ever, right?
Yeah, right.
The first time.
Right.
So those of you who haven't heard about this on Kotaku and probably every fucking gaming journalism website ever. So Playtonic is this company that we were teased about very, very briefly a few years ago when I had the chance to meet Grant Kirkhope through an interview, and he was teasing about how a bunch of former employees at Rareware were working on a new spiritual successor game to Banjo-Kazooie, and they finally officially revealed it. They have a full company and everything, and some concept artwork came out and stuff. And so Shady was like, "Hey, we should do another Kirblog about Rareware memories," because we did one almost a whole year ago now, believe it or not, like back in like May of last year.
Christ.
But there were a bunch of games we didn't talk about because we talked about Donkey Kong Country, and we talked about Diddy Kong Racing and Banjo-Kazooie, the first one. There were a lot of ones that we didn't talk about. So Shady-kun.
Yes.
Hello.
Hi, babe.
Destiny. We're gonna talk about more Rareware games. Let's start with one that I felt really dumb for not mentioning the first time. Conker's Bad Fur Day.
Yes.
Yeah. Because so telegraphed. So first of all, this is the reason why I felt bad for not telling the story the first time when we did the other Kirblog. So I graduated. I graduated college, and it was this like summer 2011. And we were in a Skype call, and me and Shady and Musical Mike, who we tried to get on board this Kirblog, but he opted out because he's a piece of shit.
He's a piece of fucking
Love you,
crap.
Mike. You had mentioned you'd never played Conker's Bad Fur Day, but I think neither of you guys had, actually.
No, at that time we hadn't. No.
Yeah. So I was like, "You've never played Conker's Bad Fur Day?" So I pulled up a long play video of it, and we watched an entire. And I hadn't played the game in like several years. I'd beaten it front to back. But I was like, I have to show you like the magic of Conker's Bad Fur Day. So we said, and then of course later on we had Liz join us, and we just went through the entire game like front to back, like the full long play video of it. It was really fun. And so what? And since then you've actually gotten to play it. What is your experience with Conker like now after all this time?
Well, for me, I was used to playing Rareware games predating Conker, which were very family friendly, like for all ages kind of thing. Like, "Oh, Banjo, you got to get the caterpillars to the bird and feed them." Like, "Oh, that's cute. That's for everything." And then it turns to Conker, and it's like, you got to drink lots of beer and piss on fire gremlins. And it's like, oh, that's different. That's interesting. So it's a huge transition of like the age group. And the first time I played it, I was kind of like that mentality of like, how the hell did this get into an approved Nintendo game? Because Nintendo 64, as far as I can remember, I don't know if there's any other like really mature games at that time, were like, it's all about the family games. All about the family games. And then you got Conker, who's just like, it's weird. It's really weird. It's just like, it's totally cool though, because it's so different, but it's really fun.
It's funny that the timing kind of works out with this whole with the Playtonic announcement, because just before that, I was doing research for writing like a Conker Did You Know Gaming video at some point, and I was going through. If you guys haven't seen Chris Seaver's director commentary, Chris Seaver was the guy that like basically made Conker's Bad Fur Day. He was like the head guy, and he like voiced most of the characters. He and a bunch of the staff from the game got together, and they did like this commentary let's play. If you just search like Conker's director commentary, you can find it. I'll have an annotation here. But it was cool because he was talking about the whole creative process of like what they went through and everything, and how Conker got to that point. And it's kind of funny because it's like it was all just a product of like, well, we've already made all these like really family friendly games that a lot of people are saying are like kind of similar as well. So we need to do something different and interesting with this. And then that ended up being, a South Park humor inspired, sort of thing. I think it's funny too because hearing those commentaries and those videos and everything, they talk about what it was like to work on a lot of these games back in the day and how much like, it was just kind of this free form, like it was just a really good group of people that really creatively gelled with each other, and there wasn't a whole lot of like, you have to like get absolutely every little thing approved by some corporate suit that doesn't understand video games or whatever. It was just very like, let's add this little thing. Like, hey, what if Conker pushes against the wall? Like, and let's add a little animation of him like pushing against the wall because we can do that. We have the technology. And I don't know. I feel like what I'm excited about with the Playtonic thing is the fact that like they're gonna kind of get back to that mentality of just like we're just gonna fucking make whatever we want.
Right.
And what they wanted to make back in the day were games that were really good. So that's a sign of like, okay, I mean, I'm down for whatever Chris Sutherland and Grant and all of them are going to be putting together. But Conker, sorry, got totally off track. Conker's Bad Fur Day. As a kid, I did have the N64 version, and I went through the whole process of seeing like, it was in Nintendo Power and getting changed from one version to the next or whatever and being delayed for 700 years. And I got it. I think I got it like right after the GameCube had come out because Conker's Bad Fur Day was like right at the tail end of the N64's life cycle. And I used to absolutely just fucking torture my parents with the great Mighty Pooh song and all my friends and everything too.
You're a loser.
Obnoxious.
You're a loser.
I was a loser that went back and replayed that scene over because there was no internet, there was no YouTube yet. So I just went back and played that part of the level over and over to like learn all the lyrics and everything.
To be fair, a fucking musical with an N64 game about shit is pretty fantastic.
Literal shit.
Yeah.
Did you have I know it's been a while since we watched the playthrough. Did you have like a particular part like from the game that like was really funny to you or anything?
There were several points that made me just like not so much made me laugh, but gave me like a more of like why the hell did that happen kind of solace. The first one was all the like pop culture references, like the fucking haystack turning into Terminator.
Yeah.
The Matrix scene near the end. The fact that you feed a mouse. Is it a rat? It's a mouse. It's a mouse.
Yeah, then he fucking explodes.
Yeah, and then he fucking explodes and he like pukes and he farts and shit. And then the sunflower with the huge tits. It's I don't quite know how
my favorite thing about the haystack robot, the Terminator haystack, and this is something I feel like this is like our connection, like you and I in particular. When he first shows up and he's like, and now I'm going to wander around aimlessly. It's like you wouldn't get that if you weren't like someone who had played all of their other games before that. And like just understood like the whole kind of like consensus of how these things work. It's just like that. Even I was like 13 or 14 when that game came out, and that just made me laugh because I completely got what the joke was. But also that game is hard. You were saying when we did this the first time.
No, it is ridiculous.
Teddy's Island was pretty
that fucking
difficult.
I haven't got past Teddy's Island. The only reason I've been able to, like, see anything else is because I fucking rage quit. I was like, well, what am I missing afterwards? And it's like, there was a Matrix shootout. I'm like, no, I want to play that.
I did use the level skip cheat a lot because I was like, fuck it, whatever.
I like how they call the Grim Reaper Greg.
Greg, after Greg Mails.
Greg. It's just such a... it's such a weird name for...
fucking cats. I bloody fucking hate those cats.
Fantastic.
So what are some other? I did want to bring up some other Rareware games, but what are some particular ones that you have like some kind of fond memories of?
I'm trying to think. Like the only other two, no, there's three that I can recall. One isn't for the N64, which is Killer Instinct for Super Nintendo. I fucking love that game. That was cool as balls. I know it's been brought back for Xbox One. I don't really play my Xbox much anymore, but like I would probably consider buying it just for that title alone, because I've seen the demos and the playthroughs and it looks fucking sweet as hell.
I've heard it's very good, and also Edward Bosco from Tome is the voice of one of the new characters in it, which is kind of neat. Killer Instinct.
Fuck your successful people. Fuck them.
Yeah, right. Yeah, fuck Bosco. I love you, Bosco. I've never played a Killer Instinct game before. Weirdly
Why?
enough.
You should.
I just never. They were never in any arcades around here. I never had any of the home versions. I don't even think I knew it was a Rareware game until like years later.
Yeah, actually, I think there's a Killer Instinct 64. I think Killer Instinct Gold or something. Oh, right. Okay. Well, I haven't played that.
Gold, that was the one. Because it was on the cover of the. It was on the cover of the first issue of Nintendo Power that I ever owned. They had the gross looking reboot ass fucking
Bulgur, wasn't it?
3D models.
Yeah.
Goldeneye 64 was one that just took over the goddamn world for a while. I remember
that is a fantastic game.
Did you any stories about playing that one?
Oh yeah. I actually remember vividly reading I can't remember how. Either one of my friends told me already in a magazine about the fucking cartridge tilt thing, and I tried it, and it was fucking fantastic.
Oh, the get down.
Yeah, well, the meme that spawned from that, yeah, but like you pulled the cartridge out to the left slightly, and all the models just lose their shit and dance, and it's just fantastic. It can destroy the game. It can absolutely destroy the memory and the card inside, but it's fantastic. It's so fun.
Yeah. My one experience with GoldenEye 64, and it's a sad one, because I feel like it's what turned me off to the first-person shooters like forever. I was playing it at a friend's house. This was like a million years ago. I was playing at a friend's house, and I only ever played like Turok before that, I think, at best, for first-person shooter games.
Right.
Which was terrible at. And it was like a 2-on-2 match. It was like 4 players, and we did it was like a team match. And one of the other teammates was like saying he was holding me hostage. So he was like, "Put your hands up, like disarm your weapon or whatever. I'm gonna keep shooting you." And he's like back me into this corner, and he like just shoots at me because I don't know what the hell I'm doing. He was like taking advantage of the fact that I didn't know what the fuck I was doing. And he's like, "I'm gonna keep shooting at you if you don't put your weapon away. You're my hostage." I'm just like, this is such a fun game. I love this. Can we play fucking Banjo-Kazooie or something?
Have you ever, like, do you play much first-person shooters now?
No, I don't like first-person shooter games.
Oh, okay.
I don't even like first-person games. Like Metroid Prime, I was never big into. I'm bad at them. I prefer being able to see a character, like, and instead of like being in their viewpoint or whatever. I don't know why. I've just always been that way, but.
No, I've done like some first-person shooters, but I'm always preferable to like platformers. I don't know why, but I just have more
because
fun
we're
with it.
5 years old. Mentally.
Yes, probably. Well, we're 12, but you know.
Jet Force Gemini was one I played briefly at a friend's house. I thought that was pretty all right. Banjo-Tooie. I mean, we talked so much about Banjo-Kazooie, but I guess there's not a whole lot to talk about regarding Tooie. I mean. We both said last time, or rather when we tried doing this the first time, we've never beaten that one 100%, Tooie.
No, I have no idea. Like, how far did I get? I got to the fucking the world that you enter with a cloud.
Did you beat it?
No, I never beat it. I never got to Gruntilda.
I've at least I've just never gotten all the jiggies, but I've definitely beaten it before.
No, I haven't.
Fun fact: John Tron's never beaten Banjo-Tooie before.
Okay, well, not along then.
But yeah, no,
it's a hard game. That's why
it's hard. Yeah, it's pretty fucking hard. Well, no, Tooie and then DK64 was relatively hard just because there were so many bananas you had to get.
Right.
Conker is pretty hard as well. We mentioned with the Teddy's Island and everything. Tooie, well, I remember I was so excited about Tooie because I remember I rented. I think I was away somewhere, but I wanted to play that game so bad. So like I rented the system just so I rented the system and the game just so I could play it like as soon as possible, like before I even got my own copy of it.
Right.
And like getting to see the whole intro where Bottles dies and shit. I was like, this is awesome. And then like I feel like
Bottles dies. This is awesome.
Fucking dies. Yeah, this is amazing. It's like they killed somebody in a Nintendo game. That was clearly the precursor to the maturity of Conker.
Right.
But no, it was such a big deal. Because I was so big into Banjo-Kazooie, and I feel like Tooie is really solid. I feel like it's just as good, but it just doesn't like kind of live up to the original, just because like it's a little bit more complicated. But I respect the fact that they did a lot of like interesting things with the mechanics and the level designs. They did more interesting stuff with the different jiggies you have to get and how the levels kind of like overlap with each other. That was really cool. DK64. You never played that one?
No, I've seen a couple of playthroughs of it. Unfortunately, For whatever reason, I don't know, but I have a suspicion that it has to do with the expansion RAM pack, is that you can't run it on an emulator. It does not function on an emulator. You need to play it on a physical cartridge with the RAM expansion.
And it's hard to. And they don't even have it on, like, Virtual Console or anything.
No.
That's a hard one to, like, find by this point.
Yeah.
I don't even know if I still have... I have my copy of it. I don't know if I have my expansion pack anywhere.
What? I don't understand why you need the expansion. Is it just like a lot of assets?
Because there was a bug. There was some kind of bug that they could not fix. The game would just randomly crash a lot, so they had to ship it with the expansion pack, and it cost them a goddamn fortune. But they had to do it because there was no other way, basically.
Right.
But it kind of worked out, I think, because like you needed it for like Majora's Mask and Perfect Dark and all that stuff, so it kind of worked out in a positive way. What else? I that's all the main ones. Donkey Kong 64, I don't have a whole lot. Well, I do have some stories about Donkey Kong 64, but I think I kind of want to save them for another Kirblog I might do down the line, like specifically about Donkey Kong Country. So I'll tell that story later. But I guess kind of circling back, so the Playtonic game, this Project Ukulele is what they're calling it. Shady, what kind of like stuff do you want to see like out of this game? Like all we know is that it's a spiritual successor to Banjo-Kazooie, both in design and like in the team like working on it. But like, are there like specific things that like you want to see like happen with it?
It's hard to say because like I'm a huge fucking like fanboy for Banjo-Kazooie, and if it was just like straight up a direct Banjo-Kazooie. Well, Banjo-Tooie, like, sequel or prequel, that everything was in that sort of same mechanic, I would be all over that shit. But if they can keep it kind of close to what it was, which is kind of the premise of being a spiritual successor kind of, signifies, I'd be really cool with that. So it's like adventure platformer, collecting, you got music from Grant, which is going to be really fucking cool. And I think I follow him, and he made a tweet like he was getting... he was finding it a difficult process to write music that sounded like how we used to do ages ago, but not make it sound like it is that music, if that makes sense.
Yeah, that must be an interesting challenge to kind of go back and relive that sort of, late 90s mentality again with it.
Yeah.
But I mean, I'm sure whatever he comes up with will be amazing. That's guaranteed.
Oh, yeah, for sure. Actually, something I was going to bring up that I think is coming back to Donkey Kong 64. I haven't had a whole lot of experience playing it because unfortunately the emulation just does not let you go past like his treehouse or something, Donkey's treehouse. But I'm certain, like, did Grant do the music for DK64?
Yes, he did.
I'm certain he used the same instrument archive that was from Banjo-Kazooie. It just sounds like it's same instruments. Is it? Okay.
Yeah, and I mean, there's a lot of tracks in Donkey Kong 64 that were like going to be for Banjo-Kazooie, and they were ported over instead. Like they just kind of like got repurposed. Like the Fungus Forest level theme was a stage, was for a stage. The DK Island theme, the was for Banjo-Kazooie at one point. There was a lot of like cross pollination between a lot of those games at different times. But DK64, it's all right. It's a little bit too much of a. I'm hoping that Ukulele will be like not as much collecting as Donkey Kong 64 was,
right?
Because I feel like DK64 was a little overkill on it. I'm hoping, not too many collectibles, but not like overkill on them. I'm hoping because they were saying in the article there was an article in Edge magazine that just came out the other day that you got your hands on the scans for that. They were talking about how like they've been programming and working with it, and how like just even moving the character around is a lot of fun, and that to me is definitely a good sign because it's like the controls and the polish of those games back in the day were just really tight. Yeah. And having a control scheme that's maybe even somewhat like a Banjo-Kazooie style thing. I don't know if they're gonna have like the duo of characters with the same kind of moves or anything like that, but definitely control wise, I'd love to have something like that. That'd be awesome.
Oh yeah, for sure.
And you know what? And I didn't say this the last time we tried recording this. Environments. I'm really excited for what kind of levels they make because those are one of the most exciting things to me about Rare games in general. Is the locales that they take you to are always really, really just fucking inspired. I can't wait to have more impressionable dreams about the Rareware style places to go to again. That's going to be fun.
Oh yeah, for sure. I hope that it's sort of an implementation of like kind of Kazooie and Tooie where it's like a hub world and different levels kind of thing.
Yeah.
I hope it's something like that, personally.
Me too. Well, we can wonder and wait and see whenever it'll come out. Hopefully, maybe sometime this year, maybe next year. We'll see. But either way, I think that's going to wrap us up. So,
Okay.
Shady, thank you for joining me.
Thank you for having me.
Everybody, go pick up the new Scratch 21 album by this fine young gentleman.
Oh, you're so kind.
We're totally gonna go back to work on Tome shit. But in the meantime, please leave a comment about your Rareware memories and what are some of your favorite games from the many franchises of yore. Are you excited about Playtonic's new Project Ukulele game? What do you want to see out of it? And if you have ideas for future Kirblog topics, let us know in the comments below as well. Or if you want to hit me up on Twitter, Tumblr, Facebook, whatever you feel like. Do that. We'll see you next time. Thank you, Shady, for doing this a second time in the same span of an hour.
It's cool.
And,
I've got nothing else to do.
No, clearly.
No.
Get back to work, slacker.
Sorry.
Bye.
Bye.
Yeah.
Good.